Film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And we've got a film today, yes, a sort of black comedy horror that's I was quite looking forward to watching. Was I disappointed? No, I quite enjoyed it. We're going to look at something called The Menu today. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe on. Push the bell notifications. It's great to have you on board. Please spread the word. And all your comments very welcome on this film, The Menu, or anything you want to talk about film and TV. Great to hear from you. And of course, if you can push that little button there, the like button, that'd be much appreciated as well. Thank you very much. Right, let's get on with this. The Menu. I'll give you other people's views, my own little views as well at the end, but just to see what people are thinking about it. 107 minutes, not a bad length. A bit more on that later. You know, I always think most films are a bit too long, but this might be different actually for an hour and 47 minutes. Yeah, very odd. 15 Certificate, a black comedy horror directed by Mark Mylod, written by Seth Rice and Will Tracy. The cast includes Ralph Fiennes as the main guy, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, Hong Chai, Janet McTeer, Reed Birney, Judy Flight, and John Leguizamo. Yes, sorry my pronunciations. It was released on November the 18th, 2022, into the cinema. What are the what about the critics? Well, first of all, before we go on to the critics, what about the public? What are the public thinking? There's quite a lot of reviews out there. It's been around for a week or so as I'm recording this. And as at the 27th of November 2022 at 8 p.m, these are the scores on the doors. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes audience, 77% positivity. Very good, 3.9 out of 5. Equates to 7.8 out of 10, if my maths is correct. Internet Movie Database, 7.5 out of 10. Very good. That's almost 20,000 scores and reviews left. And it's a 93% positivity. So, yeah, everyone who watched it, 93% were positive. So only 7% were a bit miserable on it. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, actually. But, yeah, you probably don't like silly horrors. Rotten Tomatoes, 89% positivity from their 220 critics. Now, that's a wide selection, isn't it? 196 fresh and just the 24 rotten. And it's hard to find a sort of guy I'd heard of that was on the rotten side, but I was looking through them. Average ratings, 7.6 out of 10. So it's all between, 7.5, 8 out of 10. Looks very, very good. Let's have a look at some of the critics, or a couple of the critics. Wendy Hyde is fresh. She's from The Observer here in the UK. She said, subtle it's not, no, but it's maliciously entertaining. It turns out that revenge on the ultra-wealthy is a dish best seared over a naked flame. There you go. They weren't all wealthy, were they? Obviously, we've got the cultish side to it as well that suffered. I'm sure they didn't have much money. Nick Hilton, also fresh from The Independent here in the UK. He said, if the film's raison d'etre is to show up the vapidity of modern art, then it produces no argument there than itself. Dumb but delicious, yeah. The Menu is a feast for the senses, if not the brain. Yeah, you do have to turn it off just a little bit for this one. Anne Hornaday, she's a rare rotten though. She's from the Washington Post over the pond. She said, eat the rich might be a popular theme this movie season, but The Menu takes the idea to extremes that finally overpower the palate. Yeah, I can understand that little bit of criticism. But as I say, as long as you've got your brain turned off, you're all right. The website consensus reads, while its social commentary relies on basic ingredients, The Menu serves up black comedy with plenty of flavour. Yes, we always get the old little puns on from the consensus. Metacritic, the other site we'll look at, Metascore, Metacritic, the other critics, 45 critics on that one. At 71%, so 71 out of 100, so that's not bad. It scored anywhere between the lowest was 50, which is okay, and 90. The playlist Charles Bramesco, he only gave it 50. He said, everything on the menu looks good enough, but once it's mouldy terrain against the 1% has been fully dished out, it's plain to see there's not a whole lot of meat on the bone here. Yeah, it's not just Rotten Tomatoes with the puns, etc., is it? The Hollywood Reporter's Lovia Giacchi gave it 8. She liked it. She said, this is a vengeful, dark comedy that probes percolating class anxieties, a popular theme in cinema lately. It indulges in opportunities to strip the emperor of his clothes, and while that doesn't necessarily translate to the most revelatory social commentary, it does make for an amusing ride. I didn't laugh much. I didn't get. I'm into that. I like dark comedy, I like gallows humour, but I didn't find it particularly funny. In fairness, but hey, there you go. So I just watched it basically as a as a horror film, I suppose. Right, my thoughts, guys. Yes, I'm going to give this a handsome score of 7 out of 10, which is not bad for me, is it? As we get towards the year end, I don't think there's many films that probably about what 5-10% of the films I've reviewed this year have obviously scored over 6.5 and got to 7. A very, very good, really good ensemble cast. I did like the cast. Actually, I could sort of invested in them, even though most of them weren't very nice people. I just liked the characters. I thought the acting talent was very good. It is very daft. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Really, it's just one of those horrors that you don't have to think too long and hard and deep about it. As to what unfolds for me, imagine, yeah, I don't want to give too much away. I don't do a spoiler as such. Imagine the Wicker Man. I mean, this is a totally different thing. Wicker Man, but with a totally opposite conclusion. That's my thoughts on it. That's how I sort of compare this, and you'll know what I mean when you've watched it, or when you watch it. No bells and whistles with this one. There certainly isn't. Paced very nicely. It gets going quite quickly. There's not too much build up. A lot of these, uh, let's say, the lesser horrors take ages to get going, and then let's put it into the last half hour. But it's sort of nicely paced. This one, you get to things start reasonably early, but obviously it's a good build up as well. So as I say, it's a nice turn your brain off and just enjoy the courses, which is what you have to do. And the time, yeah, I did say I come back to the time, didn't I? An hour and 47, probably an hour and 37. You take out the credits. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded a bit longer, which is unlike me, as you know. I usually say it's half an hour too long, 20 minutes too long, or just too long. Yeah, but perhaps a little bit more. We got to know a little bit of backstory about some of the characters. I wouldn't mind a little bit more delving into that to fill up the space. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed. Not disappointed, but when it comes to an end, I thought, I could have watched another 15, 20 minutes there. So that's unusual for me. So that's a good sign. And I like the way, obviously, if I'd known a bit more about the characters than I did, which obviously you have to sort of put two and two together sometimes, I might have enjoyed their impending demise even more, because a bit anticlimactic by the end, I thought, which was a shame. Good fun, not overly. I didn't think it was overly gruesome, or perhaps I'm just sterilised against that now. I don't know, but I didn't think it was overly gruesome. Some people say it was. I don't. They couldn't. Don't eat after it and all this sort of pun. But yeah. I could have just done with a cheeseburger and chips. Again, if you watch the film, you know what I'm talking about. A nice cheeseburger and chips after watching it. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of the menu. I enjoyed it. Yes, I certainly did. Very simple fare, but like my food, probably what I enjoy. I enjoy simple fare, so it worked for me. Thanks for watching. Till we meet again. One last one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.